mindfulness. And I'm going to have you we'll do like the I am perfect. Yeah. And also like inhaling and exhaling. So we're going to be 3 different parts, and we're just to get us kind of situated in the room and have a good moment, okay? So I'm going to scooch in because I want to feel close to you. I always find it interesting that the ones that are closest to me are always empty because you know why? Fear. Don't want to be too close, get picked on. Okay, well, if you could get a nice comfortable position, and this will take, maybe about, 10 minutes, but I promise you it won't do any harm. So just get in a comfortable position and, relax. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes. I probably will a little bit too. And just settle and just, kind of breathe. Just inhale slowly and exhale. Relax. Inhale slowly and then exhale. Relax and just allow yourself to feel comfortable and relaxed. And with each breath you take, just notice your body. Notice what it feels like, the air coming into your lungs, and exhaling, comfortable, relaxed feeling. Whatever you feel is fine, just notice inhaling and exhale. And just become aware of your body. You may notice your feet on the floor and the pressure of your feet on the floor, or your legs on the chair. Maybe your hands touching together. Whatever you feel, just allow yourself to notice the feelings in your body, and inhale and exhale. Become more and more relaxed, comfortable and safe. And become aware now a little bit more of your body, but then also become aware of what surrounds you. The sounds that you might hear, maybe a little bit of wind blowing on your face. Imagine your awareness going bigger than your body and filling every corner of the room. Feel the wind, hear the sounds, feel the presence of other people in this room and the goodness in this room. People here in this room together who've dedicated their lives to helping others. Become aware of the goodness of the people that surround you. And I'll be quiet for a moment and just hear, feel, become aware of everything in this room. And now let your awareness become even bigger. Imagine, if you will, as if you could go above this room, above the building, looking down from above, maybe up high in the sky. And imagine where you are and the buildings, the homes, the region that surrounds us maybe for 2-3 kilometers. The area that surrounds us. Imagine looking down and become aware not only of where we are in this room, but also of all the humans and all the people that surround us. Become aware and notice the suffering that is definitely happening right now in this moment in the region that surrounds us. There's a child crying, fearful of not having food. There could be an old couple facing loss, one partner sick. There could be a young girl or boy who had their first breakup crying. There could be a young mother without a partner caring for her children. Surrounding us, there's many people who are suffering. Look down from above and notice them. Become aware of their faces, the suffering that they have. And with every breath you take, inhale their suffering and exhale love and compassion for them. Inhale their suffering, breathe out love and kindness. And who knows, maybe in this moment, they'll have a brief minute of relief. They won't know why. It's because of you. Inhale suffering, exhale compassion. And keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. And now I want to move your attention a little bit more to something else. I want you to have your mind travel to someone or a couple people, but one or two people who have been very, very important in your life. A partner, a parent, aunt, uncle, child. But the person that you know has loved you deeply and dearly your whole life. A person who has stood by you when you've had trouble, who's encouraged you when you felt down, who held your hand when you were scared. How proud they are of you. Go to wherever they are right now, if they're at home, at work, wherever they might be. Imagine this person, this beloved person in your life. Go to where they are in your mind. Look into their eyes as they smile at you, as you know they would. Smile back, and in this next moment, with every breath, say thank you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for being there for me. Express your gratitude with every breath they take, and who knows? Maybe right now in this moment, they'll have a little flutter in their heart, and it's from you. And keep breathing. And then now just kind of gently bring yourself back to the room, back to your chair, back to this place. When you're ready, just kind of open your eyes and come back into the room. Ah, that's good. Thank you. So that's a nice grounding exercise, to bring us back into the room. And I like doing this. We did this once before because I like to tell this story, but you guys are amazing, right? How did that feel for you? Feel okay? Many times we feel like we have to push out suffering, but it's interesting when I ask you to breathe in suffering and exhale compassion, it makes you feel bigger. We often think suffering needs to be pushed away. Bringing in suffering, accepting suffering, strengthens you and makes you bigger. That's interesting. And then it's also nice to remember that you are so loved. Every one of you has someone in your life that would die for you. We forget about our value and the things that are truly meaningful to us. And so it's nice to remember that too. The thing I like, I'll stop talking, see I'm talking too much already. Yeah. A story I like to tell is I work at a hospital in America, and there's a Catholic nun there. She's a very old nun, Catholic, a nun, yeah, like, you know, they wear the, and so I talk with her a lot, and she always makes me get teary-eyed, always, because she'll say, Dr. Brian, how are you doing? And I'll do the normal, like, I'm fine. And then she'll go like, how are you doing? And then I'm like, because she really cares. So one day she told me, I love the mental health workers, the psychologists the most in the hospital, especially the students. And I was like, oh, really? Like, why? You know, like, what's going on? And her story, and I love this story, is she's Catholic, you know, so she believes in God and all this stuff. I'm not super religious, but she said, well, in my world, just before every baby is born, God asks the baby, will you help? Will you help me with the suffering? Will you be one to help? And she says, like, only a few babies say yes. Only a few babies say yes. And she said, the psychology, the mental health professionals are yes babies. You have all dedicated your lives to caring for the people who suffer. And you do it without much glory. You don't get big money. You don't get to be a CEO. You do it quietly, compassionately, and without a lot of recognition. And so when I saw you here, I would peek. I said, breathe in the suffering. Guess what most of you did? You all go like, you're yes babies. You're willing to take in suffering and provide kindness to others. And that makes you really, really special people. And so it's kind of nice to be among yes babies. So you're in the club of yes babies. And so, you know, I just want to mention that. Okay. I get teary-eyed when I just do this stuff. I'm just so lucky to be here. So here we are. So that's an experiential exercise, right? You know, recognizing that suffering can be brought in and make you feel powerful. Recognizing to be grateful for the love that we have and to remind ourselves, because most of the time in our minds, we're like, I'm doing this wrong, blah, blah, blah. I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that, blah, blah, blah. And it's awfully nice every once in a while to take a step back and say, I'm loved. And just step away. Or to think, I'm a yes baby, I'm very special. Just remind ourselves of those things sometimes. I think it's really nice. Okay, how are we doing? Okay? So now, yeah. So now we'll go to something that's going to be a little interesting. We'll try to start some therapy, okay? And I'm going to try to start some therapy by asking you to do something a little different. I would like for you to repeat a couple phrases to yourself. Do you guys want to do this? Okay, yeah. We're practicing having, yeah. You want? Okay. Oh, yes, yes. I can't hear good. I have learned, here's something for you. I use these things. I found out an iPhone can work like a hearing aid. I can amplify sounds better. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, it's my new thing. Yeah.
Just recently, you mentioned like for us to connect with someone who cares for us. For example, like sometimes I think about clients, like some people don't have.
I know.
So how can we apply this with clients who, you know, when they go out they may not have experienced someone who cares for them.
Oh, yes.
Do that, how would that affect them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this exercise, I don't do this with clients all the time, just for certain situations where I think they feel unloved and there's someone that in their life that matters. But so, yeah, that's a very good point. Like, and yeah, we'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that. But right, what do you do when you don't have those things? So, yeah. Thank you. But we'll definitely, and if I don't come back to it, you remind me later and say, hey, you told me to come back to that. And I promise I will. So do you want to try your doing the perfect? We just decided that sometimes it'd be fun to like, for you guys to hear a new voice.
ចឹងយើងមាន exercise មួយទៀតចឹងអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាខ្ញុំលើកទឹកចិត្តឲ្យបិទភ្នែកទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយចាប់ផ្ដើមនិយាយតាមខ្ញុំចឹង so I tell everyone to close their eyes and repeat after me so please try to follow me ចឹងនិយាយតាមខ្ញុំណា Okay ខ្ញុំល្អឥតខ្ចោះទទួលពាក្យហ្នឹងហើយនិយាយទៅទទួលស្គាល់មួយពាក្យហ្នឹង relate មួយពាក្យហ្នឹងភ្ជាប់ខ្លួនឯងមួយពាក្យហ្នឹងចឹងនិយាយតាមខ្ញុំម្ដងទៀត I'm 100% perfect I'm 100% perfect ម្ដងទៀត I am 100% perfect I have no flaw Okay ចឹងអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាបើកភ្នែកវិញ
Nice
ពេលដែលនិយាយហើយមានអារម្មណ៍មិនដែររៀង fighting មានប្រឆាំងអត់កើតមក Okay Okay, you can work with her.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well. Let me have a conversation. Well. So it's time for Dr. O'Brien to have a conversation. So we'll have a conversation with you. So you're not perfect. You're having trouble with this idea of perfect. Now, we'll kind of work with all of you on this, but like it was fun to do. I love doing this because you too, when you said I am 100%, you're like, and you were like, because it sounds like many of you were producing some thoughts that you're not perfect. True? You're not perfect?
No.
Not perfect.
No, I did not say myself I'm not perfect, but I'm not 100% perfect.
Okay, so let's explore this a little bit. And did you have a little trouble with the idea of being 100% perfect?
Because I'm sure myself I'm not 100%.
You're sure you're not 100% perfect? Interesting. Let's see about this. And well, I don't want to just, these guys are like, dang, he's sitting at our table. Can I ask you some questions about that? Well, both of you, you're sure you're not perfect. What's wrong with you?
For me, it's like I can accept myself that everything I have done is not perfect, but I accept it. So then it can like encourage myself that I can do it, but when I cannot do it 100%, I can do it. So I accept it.
Mm-hmm. So you have an awareness that you're not 100% perfect because you said you can't do something, or what is not perfect?
Like a presentation. If I do a presentation, maybe I need to talk to myself. It's okay, I can do it. Even I cannot run it 100%.
So if you have to do a presentation, you say it will not be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We'll come back to you. And so what makes you not perfect? What's wrong?
I believe that everybody is not only me. Everybody is not all the time they do right, but sometimes we do wrong also. And also we try our best to do everything that good,
Mhm.
but actually we could not like give them please to us or give them happy every time or say that you are good all the time.
Mhm.
But yeah, I accepted that I am who I am. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Mhm.
I think this part also can protect us from feeling stress when we always obsessed that I am perfect. So then we time ourselves to be perfect. So it can cause us feel stress.
Oh,
But if we say that if we talk to us, it's okay. Everyone can make
Mistakes or
mistakes.
Yeah.
Also have weakness. That's why we can release feeling stress because we can accept no one is perfect.
got it. Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys like, and I guess I got pick on you too. We have 3 clients. So, do you have trouble with the idea of being perfect?
Okay, but I don't. Okay, for the first time when I hear the word I am perfect, I'm fine. Then after that, when our trainer mentioned about I'm 100%, I was like, oh, but I can be 100% perfect too. So this one I am totally 90% with that.
Okay. So we're listening with 2 ears when we're doing all therapy. So this isn't ACT yet, but all therapy, you're listening with 2 ears, kind of. One is, what are they saying? And number 2 is, what are the rules that they're following? So everyone here, I know, and you know, when I say you're perfect, you all produce thoughts that, no, I'm not. There's things that are not perfect about me. We all know that, right? So everybody probably had a little trouble with the idea of perfect. But then when I ask you, so what makes you not perfect? I listen for the answers, right? So there's 2 things I'm listening for. One is, what do they speak? What are the words they're speaking? And what are the rules that they are following about what to say? Okay, so there's rules and words. And the words were, I feel sometimes at a presentation, I'm not able to do what I want, or that if I were to believe that I'm perfect, it would create more stress in me. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. You were to say, you said, no one is perfect. Everyone has feelings that they're not the way they ought to be. And then you said, I had trouble with it the first time because you didn't really say why, what's wrong, but you just felt it wasn't true.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rules they're following right now is, if I were to say out loud what I think is wrong with me, it would be dangerous. And they're avoiding talking out loud about the truth of imperfection. When I hear someone say, well, no one's perfect, that's an avoidance response, which is, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about everyone. Don't worry, this is okay. When I'm talking about presentations, you're kind of, and I might be harmed by thinking I'm perfect, avoid. When I'm talking about, I think these things are not true for me, it's a little bit avoidant.
I remember it's like because we were taught that we are not perfect.
Right,
People,
right.
We make mistakes.
Yeah.
And then now it's become like we are 100% perfect. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
We can be like that.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to kind of pursue this a little bit because I'm pretty sure that beneath that, everyone, when I say perfect, has an idea that they're not perfect. And that what we want to get at here is something that we might call, initially you're doing CBT, core beliefs.
Yeah.
Trying to get at a core belief. And the core beliefs are the things that we struggle with in life that kind of, create our hardship. We all have them. And so my goal here will be to try to get at core beliefs. So CBT, ACT are similar. You want to kind of uncover core beliefs, but we also want to kind of follow the rules. So the rules that might be happening here is it's dangerous. The rule that we're following is it's dangerous for people to see my struggles. It's dangerous to reveal my vulnerabilities. That's a rule that we follow in culture. And it's a very, very unhelpful rule. The fear usually is, if people were to see my vulnerabilities, they will not like me. They will judge me and see me as weak. So I need to actually create more stress. Tell me more about that. What would happen then if you were to have that happen? What's the problem? What might happen to you?
It seems like if I say that, okay, I can do it 100% perfect, but seems like it might not real. It happens like what we think. So that's why if we accept that 100% perfect, it can like inside myself maybe reject it.
And so what would happen if that happened, what's the bad thing that might happen?
I think it's not so bad, but just feel like I don't accept it. We feel like this.
Yeah, and what would happen if you did though? I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is if you have more stress or you felt as though you were to accept this idea, something bad would happen, like the stress. What's the stress about? What would the stress do to you?
Anything. I think maybe the stress that I can have is overthinking. Like
Overthinking.
just obsess of some things. For example, I reason the same examples of presentation. For example, if I prepare for the presentation, maybe I obsess on thinking how I can perform well during the presentation session.
Right.
So if I talk to myself, it's okay, you can do it. Even you cannot present well 100% perfect, but you can do it. 50%, 60%, everyone can accept. It's okay. So I can release stress, the feelings, worried about the mistake that I can.
Right. So the thing that happened is you're overthinking in some situations, and so now we're going to ask some questions. This is called inference training. We're going to try to track down through. So, so do you mind? And so, what is the trouble if you have overthinking? What is the problem? What happens with that? What makes that difficult or creates a problem for you to be overthinking?
It can cause me cannot fall asleep well, or maybe I can difficult with falling asleep.
Is this, you have difficulty falling asleep?
And sometimes maybe I can have a shock with.
I'll give you this because, like, you have a soft voice. I have a loud voice. So.
My voice soft. I think the trouble can cause me for having a little bit difficult in sleeping, or maybe breathing. Yes.
So big thing meaning. So difficulty sleeping. So if you're overthinking, you cannot sleep.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing?
Breathing. Maybe it's a short breathing, hard to breathe.
Hard to breathe.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So when you're overthinking, you cannot sleep and you can't breathe well.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're getting somewhere. And when you're doing therapy, do you mind that I remember everyone here, except me, her face starts to drop. She came into contact with a core belief, and you can see it in her face. And if you want to get physiological about it, parasympathetic nervous system, when you're activating a profound or deep emotion, you'll see the face drop. So she said breathing and not sleeping well, and I could see that, okay, so there's something deep there. So what is it about not being able to sleep or having this breathing? What's the trouble with that? What's the fear or the scary part about that?
Seems like when I'm thinking, for example, like presentation, when I'm thinking about the presentations, maybe I feel like I will make some mistake. Everyone